Togo has launched a campaign to adopt a world map that better represents the true size of Africa. The size we see of the continent on the globe is geographically inaccurate, the country's foreign minister told Reuters. He said it's time for scientific truth. Now Togo will ask UN member states to commit to ditching European-centred maps in favour of more accurate representations. Earlier this year, the African Union adopted a resolution to address historical distortions caused by the much-used Mercator projection. First presented in the 16th century, the Mercator map shows land masses further from the equator, such as Greenland and Antarctica, to be larger than they are, while Africa is visually reduced. Group Africa No Filter has called the projection a colonial legacy that has distorted Africa's identity.
Hello guys, welcome back again. Today we are looking at why Togo, one of the African countries, they have started a campaign, to make sure that African size map, or the map of Africa, be redrawn, because the current one in circulation is drawn by the Europeans, our colonizers, and you know how they minimize Africa. They make Africa to look so tiny. I don't know why they did it. If not, there must be a hidden agenda why they did it. Why do you want to lie about map? And if map is gonna be about scientific stuff, why should the Europeans lie about science? If somebody that before you do about people that do about the study about map is like you have to do science, geography. You know what I mean? And in science, we are let to know that they don't lie. They might say something in a. They might have like an enlightenment in something they thought. You see, but for them to just get the information, see that Africa is big, and they lie, and they adopt lie. You know what I mean? This is cynical. This is wickedness. Because you just want to put somebody down. This is hatred. You can think that this is pure hatred. For you to look at the map of Africa and think like, oh, why God gave them this vast land? Let us make it small, so that Africa will be thinking small. We have a small country, continent. But my question to these Togolese that are doing stuff, going to UN to redraw the map, is that why should we even go and get permission from them to recognize what is obvious? You know what I mean? I think what we're supposed to do is to, first of all, because now we live in internet, in technology time, even if a matter of paying somebody or some people to redraw the map, and as we are going to tell them about the map, you have it, so that they see it, so that they cannot say like this is not true. You know what I mean? You have to prepare yourself. Don't allow them to come and redraw the map for us again. We should be able to redraw our map, because we are able to feed ourselves, run our government, partially, some of our government in Africa are not being run by Africans, you know what I mean? But in terms of map, we should be able to tell them, look, this is the accurate map of our continent. And you have to recognize it, because this is true. You know what I mean? You can't deny reality. You know what I mean? You can't deny the truth. And because before you get to the truth, you have to obtain knowledge as well. You know what I mean? Because if you allow them again to come and draw the map again, how do you know they're gonna give you accurate time again, accurate map again? They will not give you you can't trust them to give you an accurate map again. So we're gonna go outside them to get our accurate map, or we'll do it by ourselves. You know what I mean? We can't be waiting for people to do stuff that we can do now by ourselves. I can see like we are not able to do it, but now I don't think we have any excuse not to be able to draw our own map and they put it everywhere. You know what I mean? And actually know actually the size of Africa. You know what I mean? Because we need to know this. You know, we can't just live in a continent where we don't even know the size, because even the Europeans know the size of their land. It's small. You know, it's a small place, and the same thing everywhere. You know, even when you see Canada, for instance, they say Canada is massive. You know what I mean? But you might not, you have to think about it again when they tell you that it's massive, because you can't trust them now as you see what's happening to Africa to give you accurate information about map. You know what I mean? Because they will hype their own where they are living. They hype, they increase their own stuff. I don't know why they did this, because by the end of the day, even if you say that Africa is have a small landmass, you're not gonna come and take Africa again. You know what I mean? These people are still there, and we know that it's not Africa is not small. It's one of the largest continent in the world. You know what I mean? It's one of the largest. You know, not even like is in fourth or fifth. It's top there. You know what I mean? We have vast land. But like you don't expect them to do more, to do better. These colonial masters. This is what we already expect them to do. You know what I mean? People that subject people to slavery. You think they're gonna tell you the truth about their own land? They're not gonna tell you the truth about it, even though they know it. And they propose a lie. But we shouldn't be going seeking their face now to be able to do something that we can do for ourselves. We draw it. People, it's true if we get the accurate map, and people don't have to look for the old map again. We discard it completely. Peace.